Hello, my name is Novo Adumpe, and I'm an English to French translator. And this is probably the first time I'm actually speaking English on this channel. Well, and there's a special reason for that. Today, I get to introduce TradCalc, a personal project, my baby. Something more like an idea I've been working on for the past month or so, actually. Going from creating the platform proper to sharing it with friends and colleagues to try it out, test it, give me feedback, to debugging it. So correcting behavior that has nothing to do with what I wanted to do. And to finally launching it today. Well, a very simple launch, actually. So let me not get into the details. There'll be another video covering exactly what TradCalc is. And oh, yeah, before we get into it, yes, TradCalc is short for the translator's calculator. Basically, a tool in the shape of a calculator, which is meant to automate processes, right? Processes that translators carry out, in the line of the work every day, every single time. So let's dive into it and see what TradCalc is about. Okay, so let's get started. Open your favorite browser. It can be Edge, Firefox, Google Chrome. That's fine. Any of them is fine. And once you open it, well, okay, type tradcalc.netlify.app. Now, yes, it's not a .com domain name. I haven't bought a .com domain name yet, but that will come in. Okay, so but for now, I'm hosting TradCalc on Netlify, which grants us the free link and access to the platform. Okay, so welcome to TradCalc. Yeah. And let me start by, well, the UI, the top, because that may be confusing. So there's a menu that hides and shows as you drag your mouse on top of the screen, right? And then here you have the different UI, so the user interface languages. You have English, French, Spanish. You have a light and dark mode. Okay, that's I loved that feature. And you have the settings panel. Now, yeah, it's gray for now because we haven't selected the different options we need to select, and those options we select them in the calculator right here. Right. So, okay. Oof, let me switch back to English. All right. So, yes, we have our calculator. We can kind of drag it around. It's lagging because I'm recording. I'm doing this recording. So, yeah. In the calculator, you have access to a set of reformulation features and a set of translation features. You'll notice that the translation features are based off of Vinay and Dabinet's work in Stylistique comparée du français et de l'anglais. Behind each of these features is a prompt. It's a prompt that describes what you want it to do. So it's not as fixed, uh, tied down, right, as a formal tool that was coded and written. So yes, that means basically there's a margin for error. There are mistakes that can happen because I'm basing this off of LLM knowledge. There are high chances it sometimes gives you funny results. So let's try the reformulation features. Let's try paraphrasing and condensation. And for this example, let's go with okay. So this sentence it just doesn't work until you select a feature, right, on the calculator. As it mentions it right here, please select at least one feature. So let's select those features. Let's go from paraphrasing and condensation and see what we get as a result. Okay. Okay, great. So um all right, so the initial sentence was enhance your translation workflow with AI powered reformulation, translation techniques, and visual mapping tools. Now, I think I could have phrased that sentence a bit better. But for paraphrasing, it suggests boosts your translation efficiency with advanced AI driven rewording, expert translation strategies, and interactive graphical tools. I like that one. Transform your translation process with cutting edge AI capabilities, expert translation methods, and visual mapping resources. Interesting. Those are paraphrasing results. So for the conversation results, you have streamline your translation workflow with AI powered reformulation and visual mapping tools. Short, okay, and boost your translation efficiencies with AI powered reformulation and visual mapping tools, which is also great. Now, let's take a look at the translation features based off of the same sentence, right? So, we'll have to deselect the reformulation features and then select, let's say, yes, three of the translation features. Now, let me paste that and let's click on send. But something interesting will happen. So, it depends on the settings. Oh, it's already in French. By default, if you didn't select a target language, as you click, well, as you paste the sentence in and then you send it over, it may bring back the same sentence, right? If the target language isn't selected. So we come here, we select the target language, which is French, right? And we press on send. And all right, so you have results and you have notes to go along. I actually wrote the prompts so that I do not get notes, but this is what LLMs do. So the translation for those are renforcez votre flux de traduction avec l'aide de la reformulation des techniques de traduction et des outils de cartographie visuelle alimentés par l'intelligence artificielle. Améliorer votre flux de traduction avec des outils de réécriture informatisés, hmm, des techniques de traduction et des outils de cartographie visuelle. Interesting. Améliorer votre flux de traduction avec des outils de réécriture alimentés par l'intelligence artificielle, des techniques de traduction et des outils de cartographie visuelle. Okay. Well, it's up to you to judge the translations, right? We'll have more examples of sentences that get complex, going the other way around from French to English so that you may appreciate the the variations for each of the features. What next? Yes. And finally, there's the hyper, well, I call it the hyperpole map. It's basically a concept mapping tool, which doesn't work great for now, which is actually what sparked the whole idea because it came from a post I wrote in pros.com, the Facebook group, about the existence of such a feature. Now, um, I kind of built TradCalc around that one feature, and it ended up being the only feature that didn't work out that well. So, well, all right. Now that it's selected, let's go for court jurisdictions. Uh, I hope I wrote that well, though. Yeah, it is jurisdictions, not jurisdictions. My bad. All right. So yeah, you have a concept map with different elements. So basically, it takes, or let's say, breaks down a concept, into like hyper and hypernames. So the concept itself is the hypernym, and the hypernyms are different elements that can be included as part of the concept. So you have types of courts, court systems, court roles, court locations, right? And as you can see, it provides a bit of information about the type of courts you can have, um, the court systems, the court roles, and the court locations as well. So yeah, that was an overview of TradCalc and how you can use it. I don't have a set of sentences, that I can test out if you're willing to stay, long enough, and or just to show how interesting the features are. So, I like. Oh, and if you need to either export any of the results, like you can actually copy them and paste them in your favorite text editor, right? You can, in my case, it's basically it's this app. It's called Obsidian. I love it because I can actually arrange notes, per different ideas. It's an impressive tool, and I definitely recommend checking it out. So let's say I create a new note, right? And let me paste this here. So it looks like this. It's big because I have increased the size of my display, but then it's probably going to be smaller. Like the font size is going to be smaller on your side. So you can paste it here, you can edit those, and so on and so forth. Now you can also export, right, the different results. I believe it should show here. Yeah. Okay. So you can export it. It exports in a text format that you can open, and it gives you exactly the same results. Okay, so now let's try out the different sentences. I actually got them ready here um in ChatGPT, which I used for building the tool actually, and it's been quite the experience. It's been more about like prompting and then getting replies, and solutions to different problems I've encountered down the journey. Um, so my prompt is give me sentences of different natures, including, French idioms and that are, well, literary, technical sentences, and even conversational sentences. And basically give me a few of those in French that I'd like to test out and translate them in English. So let me go for the conversationals first because those are easier to test out and to see if those sentences are okay. So let me just copy all of them, and we won't try all of them right away. Maybe we can go one at a time. Oh, okay. Let's go for all of them. All right. So back in full mode. All right. So let me paste my sentences here, right? And I clear that I select. Now, I want to specifically select transposition, équivalence, and adaptation to see what the different results are. Now, let's go one sentence at a time. Franchement, j'en peux plus, ils abusent avec leurs réunions à rallonge. Oof, okay. Ah, I'm tired of all of the long meetings, meetups, and then they are exaggerating with all of those. But basically, that's what the sentence says. So let's see what the results are. Okay, we're getting this because we didn't set the target language. So settings and English, right? And then we send our text. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Um. All right. There you go. Okay. I should have just selected that one. All right. So yeah, you can actually see the different results. For modulation, it's honestly I've not had enough. No, sorry. Honestly, I've had enough. They're taking advantage of us with these endless meetings. Honestly, I've had it up to here. Okay, that sounds weird. They're making it. with the endless meetings. Yeah, they're milking it. The equivalence is it's a cheat. Like they got it straight on point. And then adaptation. Honestly, I've had enough. They're taking advantage with the endless meetings. Okay, right. Let's try this one. As vu le prix du café, ouf, c'est devenu n'importe quoi. All right, so you have. Oh, what should have done is include literal translation actually, so that we actually get a difference. Right? Oof, okay. So we get an actual difference between all of them. Non, alors, non plus. Bon, j'exagère là. Ok. Désolé. Voilà. So the literal translation is you see the price of coffee, it's become anything. That doesn't sound quite well. But that's basically the results you get from tools like Google Translation. It's literal translation. All right. Literal translation is great in some cases, and it's not so great in other cases. So no, sometimes it's best to exclude it. But then it contrasts with modulation and adaptation approaches, which are totally different. Now, for the same sentence, you've seen the price of coffee lately. It's become outrageous, which conveys the message fairly well. Have you seen the price of coffee lately? It's outrageous, right? So for modulation, sorry. You've seen the price of coffee lately. It's gotten completely out of control. So basically, those two suggestions are much better than the literal translation. Now, let's go further by, okay, bref, il m'a ghosté. Ouais. Bref, il m'a ghosté. Une semaine sans nouvelles et là, il revient comme si de rien n'était. All right, so let's read the literal translation first. Briefly, he ghosted me. A week without any news, and then he comes back as if nothing had happened. Briefly, he ghosted me. All right, let's see the other suggestions with adaptation. Well, he blocked me. A week without any updates, and then he comes back as if nothing had happened. Mhm. To be honest, he blocked me. A week without any updates, and then he comes back as if nothing happened. To be honest, well, those are better renditions than briefly. Briefly does not mean what it means in English, right? And we can go on with two other sentences, let's say for the technical ones, so that this tutorial doesn't get too long. C'est pas en bricolant à la va-vite qu'on va stabiliser un réseau distribué. Faut arrêter de colmater les brèches avec du sparadrap. Okay, that's a tough one. If I were given this sentence as part of a test, yeah, I would have a long time, like a tough time actually getting it translated. C'est pas en bricolant à la va-vite qu'on va stabiliser un réseau distribué. Faut arrêter de colmater les brèches avec du sparadrap. That's interesting. Okay. All right. So let's read the literal translation as always. Maybe by having the French text here. It's not the 10, the rendition by it's not. It's not. And that doesn't sound English at all. It's not by patching things up hastily that one is going to stabilize a distributed network. We need to stop plugging holes with adhesive tape. Adhesive tape. Okay. The adaptation one. So it's not by patching things up quickly that will stabilize a distributed network. Let's stop plugging holes with duct tape. Okay. And now modulation. You can fix a distributed network by patching up holes in a hurry. We need to stop putting band-aids on it. So yeah, you can actually tell the different levels of quality in the rendition of the message of the information. Now you can take full paragraphs and paste them into TradCalc, sorry, and read from there. It's helped me automate a process where um, I was using ChatGPT for which I was using ChatGPT, and I would basically maybe paste a sentence or two or even a paragraph, and then ask it to give me 5 reformulations, right? And it proceed and do just that. I'll translate it for me with a specific tone, a register, and so on and so forth. So basically building TradCalc was to automate that process and to make it easier so that you don't have to rewrite the prompt every single time. So turn the prompts into buttons. That's what I was able to do. So yeah, this tool, it's free. It's meant to be free. Um, I don't have any plans of making it paid, and hopefully I can host it on a server where it stays free, forever and accessible to as many people. I mean, people that made it, not only translators. I mainly thought about me when I was building this tool, but not only translators, let's say writers as well. Why not? There's the reformulation features that can come in pretty handy. Um, to interpreters as well, and to anyone who works with text. All right. So this is TradCalc. Um, sorry. This is Noble signing off. I've always wanted to do that. This is Noble signing off. Bye.